justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Hello, every single one of you. Welcome to Source and Order. I go by the name of Heinz, your friendly neighborhood ketchup man, and this is Ketchup Court. Welcome back to Ketchup Court. We are on a mission here to structure the case of trials bit by bit, making it digestible for you. And we have been doing trial analysis on Source and Order since pretty much episode 1. Well, actually, technically speaking, episode 4 for this particular case that we're covering. Not Brendan Banfield. I just finished that. It's in my head. The Monica Sementilli trial. So what we do on Source and Order is that we go into those cases that I never had an opportunity to watch live, or I may have seen a couple of days, probably my cutoff point anyway is 2 days. If I go through 2 days and I just can't stay, then I got to discard it. I got to discard it. But really and truly, it's just those cases that I go into for probably a certain amount of time. Probably if I do watch it 2 days. But most of the cases that we have covered on here, like this one here, the Monica Sementilli case, I've never seen it unfold. So everything that I'm going through on this show is pretty much a discovery, something that we are all unfolding together. But of course, for the analysis to work, I gotta watch at least a week ahead so that I know what I'm talking about. So where we were last time, right? So on the last episode, we went through. This was the day. It was titled "The Day That Monica did not account for." So this was where we juxtaposed the testimony by Isabella Sementilli, who is Monica's daughter. She testified to the events that occurred on that day, on the 23rd of January, where 2017, where Fabio, her father, had lost her life. She went onto the scene and saw him literally lying lifeless in the kitchen. And as you can possibly get an idea, she immediately called 911. And yeah, that's how this case developed from there, because from there we got to learn, even in the evolution of this case, the way that the states are set up. They really started from the literal starting point, which was the day, and then as we got and then we took a trip back in time where we got to learn that Monica and Baker were actually having an affair. So listen, that's what she's been charged with: first degree murder. Monica has been charged with first degree murder, in not that she was the one to basically pull the trigger, but mainly she was involved in the conspiracy to kill Fabio, who is her husband, Fabio Sementilli. The theory from this day is that she did it to get the insurance money and to start a new life with Baker. I just want to say hi to Random Girl. Welcome to the show. Always a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for joining and saying it's good to see you again. But yeah, so going back to this, everything leading up to this moment, because after Isabella Sementilli's testimony and cross-examination was concluded, we had Robert Baker return back to give cross-examination. Robert Baker, for those that don't know or hasn't been following from episode 4, Robert Baker is literally the one person that you don't want testifying for your defense. I'll just be straight. From what I've seen so far, I'd rather just take my chances with putting Amber Heard on the stand. But just to make it clear, Robert Baker is the individual, a previous sex offender, literally slept with 2 minors, 14 and 15. I'm getting that. The point is, this was Monica's affair partner, and he was detailing everything that they have been their relationship, the affair, and his plan to kill Fabio, who is Monica's husband. Get this, he said, and this was back in episode 17, sorry. guess what? He says that the reason why he wanted to kill Fabio, I think it was episode 16. Anyway, the reason why he wanted to kill Fabio was purely because he wanted Monica all to himself. So we're just gonna go on and get back into the cross-examination, because right here, this is what we are gonna continue on this episode anyway, which is this is the one where Robert Baker, the day that Robert Baker was running into so many rat traps. Because if I tell you everything that the prosecution, the states were doing was literally setting Baker up for failure after failure after failure. So let's get into it. This is the defense most valuable party, the MVP. Don't even call it that for the defense. Robert Baker, as this is their turn to show that Monica really wasn't guilty of this, and we are gonna track how that logic comports with the verdict. Is it logical? Is it consistent? We're gonna find out. Let's get into it. Robert Baker. So, right. Hold on. Where's the button? Yeah.
That you were planning on killing Monica's husband, right? Talking to your technical conspiracy.
I'm not going to do anything with all those charges on there. There was no way I was going to do anything in Vegas, not with all those cameras.
That wasn't my question.
I just told him to come to LA.
Telepathy or how? You didn't use the phone.
No telepathy.
And you didn't go there.
No telepathy. Didn't go there.
How did you tell him?
So yeah, that is everything that we're gonna get into. Yeah, I was a bit lost with my buttons there, but yeah, that is everything that we're gonna get into. He is going to now give testimony, give an account of what was going on when they were in Las Vegas in 2016. If we cast a mind back to episode 9, this is where Christopher Austin had given testimony in regards to going out to Las Vegas and meeting with Birdsong, who is supposedly one of the co-conspirators. And also not only Birdsong, but he also had met Monica. At least that was his testimony. However, on the previous episode, this is where Baker had testified that Austin had never introduced Austin to Monica in Vegas. I believe that was his testimony. But there was a bit more coming in. That we're going to explore today, because where we stopped last time, it was mainly around that whole Vegas conversation. So we're gonna go straight into the continuation of that, because where we got to, and we had to stop because of time. This show, I probably should caveat, it is 1 hour 30 minutes in total. Sorry, disclaim, not caveat, disclaim. It is 1 hour 30 minutes in total, so we try to keep everything under 1 hour. So we were getting into the part of the cross-examination where Diane Arbol, that email that we heard back on, can't remember the episode, I should know the episode, but I think it was episode 7, where Curtis Davis had testified. He is a data analyst, and he had given testimony to show that an email was sent, that the Wi-Fi, the DVR, the remote capabilities DVR, the details, the IP address to connect remotely was sent from Monica to this Diane Arbol email address. And that is something that Baker had testified to on his direct examination. In fact, it was brought back up to him, and he said he acknowledges that this was actually sent to Monica. That he actually owned this email. So we're gonna continue on, and we're gonna hear that testimony. So without further, let's get into it. This is the testimony in regards to the Diane Arbol email and the Vegas trip.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
Showing you what's been marked previously as People's 216, the front page. Do you see the subject line here?
I do.
Do you recognize Monica's email address?
Now I do.
That's the one you got emails from her often, right?
I wouldn't say often, but I do get emails from that email every now and again.
You knew that was Monica's email, right? You're not trying to tell the jury you didn't know her email address, are you?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
So you do recognize this as her email address?
I just said I didn't.
Okay. See the date there? July 18th, 2016? Couple
Yes.
minutes before 7 p.m.?
I see it.
Whose email is this? Diane at Arbol 1.
It's one of my emails.
And do you see that this is an email that was forwarded from Fabio Sementilli to his wife?
Okay.
Do you see that?
That's what it says.
What do you mean, okay?
And below that, do you see the confirmation that Monica and Fabio were going to be staying at the Aria during this trip?
I see it.
At the Sky Suites. This was sent to you, right?
I don't remember seeing this, but okay. But I already knew I knew where we were going.
You don't remember this, you know?
I don't. This is almost 10 years ago. I don't remember all these details like this. You've been studying this for months. I haven't seen any of this.
But you were asking for it, so I'm showing you, right?
You're showing me.
Okay. And you see that it tells Monica and Fabio where they're staying at the Aria, in the Sky Suites. You see that?
I see it.
And you see on the second page, there's even a map of where the events are to take place at the hotel. See that?
I see it.
And even a path has been written in by somebody by hand with an arrow as to a meeting place. Do you see that?
I see the arrow and I see something.
And this was the same time that you went with Chris Austin, right? To the Aria, right?
Yes.
In fact, you have charges on your Chase account for the Aria during that trip, right?
I don't know.
Well, let's look at Exhibit 185. You have an account, you had a checking account with JP Morgan Chase, correct?
Yes.
What's your middle name?
Lewis.
See here, July 25th, Enterprise Rent-A-Car from Canoga Park.
I see
that?
it.
See the date of the charge, July 22nd and 23rd?
I see it.
Okay. And do you see after that a charge on the 25th at the Chevron station in Primm, Nevada?
I see it.
That's on the way to Las Vegas from California, right?
It has to be.
You've made that trip numerous times, right?
Numerous times.
And then you see just below it a purchase on the 25th at Smith's. It was made on the 24th, posted on the 25th at Smith's Food and Drug. You see that?
I do.
Do you see beneath that cash being removed from a non-ATM Chase on the 24th of July? Do you see that?
I do.
That ATM located at the Aria. You see that?
I do.
Monica is acting surprised, but we know what's going on. And the reason why this is impactful, and especially with him admitting to most of this and acknowledging that these things were happening, well, for one, it kind of shows, well, for one pattern, because he always uses this same company, Enterprise. So it would have been the use of Paula McCulloch. At least from my understanding, the use of Paula McCulloch would have most likely been just to conceal, rather than, hey, he's going into his point more, because he was trying to show that this was that this was all on him. So that's why what I believe is going on is why Beth is bringing this up, because now Beth is trying to allude to a first attempt. So for context, the first attempt was not only on the second on the 22nd of January. Sorry, for context, the first attempt was not only on the 22nd of January, but it was also in May. That is wild, because all of the purchases that is being shown here, the proximity to the Aria Hotel with where Robert Baker was staying with Monica is super crucial to landing this point home, because for Austin to meet there the first time around, on this occasion, Austin is there, Birdsong is there, and then we only have Austin there and placed on the 22nd. There is a consistency because if it stands to reason, if Austin was present on the 22nd and the 23rd, and he was also present at Vegas, the plan was always, we are going to get rid of Fabio. We want to kill him. And the reason why this is important and very impactful, in fact, I think if the jurors were actually, if this was actually registering, because we never know the impact, the true impact, but if it did register, it would be very crucial to putting Monica really at the forefront to really get this done at multiple phases, because based on what Baker has testified to, it wouldn't make sense for him to have always wanted Monica and continue to plot without her knowledge. And on top of that, they were already planning to get a house together. So they, based on the information that we have, the Facebook messages around December, when before the main plan on the 22nd was about to be done, they had already made mistakes here. That's what I'm seeing. They have already made mistakes on this occasion, and they have learned from that, and that's why they were kind of, at least from what I'm saying, they were more confident. Okay, we'll get it done now. We try to make it seem like in Vegas. We try to make it seem like it was a situation that would look like a random burglary. No one would suspect anyone. We'll get it done. So that one failed, and now we see the second attempt, putting it all together with Austin. The second attempt would have been, okay, let's send him to the restaurant on his own. You guys take care of it. No one would be none the wiser. That one didn't go well because Austin had cold feet. So the third is where everything went off, where they were sloppy in running into the house. Right, running into the house, which is so stupid. When you think about it, when you put all of this together and how it's being unfolded by the prosecution, this is masterful execution, because you kind of have no choice but to see everything that has happened on this day, from day one, where that's all we had, just these guys running into the house, and the way that the trial has unfolded to now even learning this. Believe me, when I was monitoring this stream, right, in the trial room, when I was monitoring this stream, I was so surprised to actually learn that there was a previous attempt before the previous attempt that we got to learn from Austin. Insane stuff. But let's continue on with the testimony.
And then just beneath that, do you see a desert pit stop on July 27th in Las Vegas?
I do.
And then returning the Enterprise rental car at some point after the 26th, correct? So you had it for several days, right?
It appears so.
Does that refresh your recollection about you and, bless you, Chris Austin going to the Aria where you said you were not going to let him have any contact with Monica?
And that doesn't mean she has to have contact with him. That doesn't mean anything. But yeah, we was there.
So we have testimony about a week and a half ago from a geolocation expert who put you, Monica, and Chris Austin together at the Aria. Does that ring any bells to you?
And which states the evidence?
Oh, absolutely not.
And just before you went to meet up with Monica, she called you to tell you where she was. Isn't that right?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know how long that can.
Before the phone records show the three of you together at the Aria, you don't remember what that would have been about.
Monica, for sure, unless I don't know something I don't already know. They never met in the Aria.
Okay. But you did, right?
I
You met with her.
Yeah, I did.
Because while her husband was busy during the day, once again, she was free to meet with you, right?
Probably for like a minute or two.
A minute or two.
Maybe.
See, this is the thing. I want to pause here because it just came into my head and I didn't realize this before. His whole premise for committing all of this is that he wanted Monica to himself. They were having an affair, so they knew that he would not be accepted. This is what he testified to on direct. So this is actually right in his alley. This is something he has to admit to, that while they were in Vegas, that they actually did meet and they were going to continue on with the affair. So why on earth is he not admitting to this? Because he would know. He would, based on the substance of his testimony, he would actually know that Monica and what Monica's schedule would be, and they would likely have met up. Like, I mean, come on. If you have been to her house, I think he went to her house after this occasion. I'm not sure of the timeline exactly, but let's just assume that he went to her house before Vegas, right? If you have been to her house already, and you've already shagged her since January, like met up, slept with other people, gone out with Ron Ray in March 2016, done all these things. She was acting like a schoolgirl, doing all those things. Why is it at this moment that Monica will just break character and not meet with you when you guys have been so brazen all over it? This is why that's peculiar to me, that he can't just cop to this one thing, because he knows that there was, and it's just my hunch. He must have known that he knows that they was a plan and Monica was involved. He knows that if he comes to it, then Monica will be implicated, because then, yeah, the optics are both of you wanted to do this, and this is the implication of you guys meeting here and you even buying a knife when you were there.
How many of the days while you were in Las Vegas with Chris Austin and Al Birdsong did you meet up with Monica?
I really don't remember the exact times, and how many times it was, I don't know how many times exactly it was.
So you and Chris Austin didn't meet up with Monica in order to set up a plan to kill Fabio?
No.
Why do you say that with such surety in your voice, since that's what you did shortly thereafter?
Sustain.
So did you meet up with Monica each of the days that she was in Las Vegas while she was on this trip with Fabio?
My memory only serves me that I remember seeing her two separate days. That is all I can remember.
Okay. And not with Chris Austin?
Never with Chris Austin.
So if the phone records put the three of you together, he would have been close by but not with you?
She actually had misstates the evidence.
If he was at a bar, because I remember going to meet Monica buy some slot machines. I told him to stay at the bar. I'll be back. And I wanted to talk to her quickly just to say hello, whatever. But she said she's doing her host thing, whatever she was doing.
So now you remember the details that actually Austin was with you at the Aria, but he was at a bar.
He was at the bar, someplace
In the
else.
Aria.
And there, yeah, wherever he was, it was over there, away from her.
Okay. And she was at a slot machine.
No, she was at some lounge, and she met me by a slot machine.
Close to where Austin was.
And I don't think they saw each other, not at all. They couldn't have seen each other. It was a good distance.
Well, nevertheless, if they didn't see each other, when you came back after that trip with Austin from Las Vegas, you took him to LA Fitness and he met Monica. You introduced them, right?
I introduced him to everybody. So if she was there,
Right?
if she was there, he got introduced. If she was there.
And he played racquetball with Monica, right?
I don't remember.
Is that a possibility?
I don't remember.
Was he playing racquetball with various people at the gym that day?
I don't even remember him playing racquetball because he sucked at racquetball.
Okay.
I don't get that. this I gotta stop here because this is a contradiction. It's an obvious contradiction because for one, I don't remember Austin playing racquetball because he sucked at racquetball. How would you know? How would you? You must have seen him play to know that he sucked. But assuming he means suck, as in he's never played before, assuming that, I honestly think that at this point, this racquetball question, and it's gonna become apparent later on, because this racquetball question, well, if Austin didn't meet Monica at racquetball, didn't meet Monica at Las Vegas, how did he just suddenly get the urge to go to the house? How would he know where she lives? How is that possible? Because that was what Austin testified to. Let's get back into a testimony because I just had to make that point.
So
That's a contradiction. I'm noting.
Most likely if I was there, but I hate to say I did, and you said I didn't, so I don't remember either. But chances are I did, if I was there.
And so what would Chris Austin do? Just sit there watching you?
Yeah.
Do you remember that day going out for lunch with Austin and some of the other individuals from the racquetball group?
I don't remember.
Is that a possibility?
I just don't remember. Anything's possible.
And later that night, isn't it true that you took Chris Austin with you and went over to Monica's house?
Now that is possible. That is possible.
You see why I said it was a contradiction? Because how are you saying that is possible? Let's hear him. Let's hear him out.
And the three of you had pizza together. Remember that?
I don't remember the pizza part.
So what would have been your purpose of taking Chris Austin over to the Sementilli home that night when she came back from Las Vegas while her husband was still there working?
I don't even know if he was working. I have no idea if he was working or not. If I saw her,
You remember doing that, don't you? You were there for several hours. Remember that?
vaguely. If I was there for several hours, that means he wasn't there.
Remember showing him around the house?
No, I don't.
You remember Monica showing him the patio area?
Could be. I don't.
You remember telling him that this is the area where Fabio always liked to hang out?
I don't remember saying that.
Do you remember leaving Chris to watch television in the living room while you and Monica went back into the bedroom to have sex? Does that ring a bell?
No, I don't remember.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, so I'm saying that you done fucked up.
we gotta pause here for a moment, because the ordering, I gotta admire the ordering of that question. Cornered him with the Vegas testimony, cornered him with the racquetball, and now he has to admit that he would have gone to Monica's house with Austin. But how and why would you take Austin to Monica's house? On top of this, you are saying that you don't remember showing him around the house, but Monica, that's what you remember Monica doing. Like, and this is testimony that has been made previously by Austin. So really and truly, at this point, what is really going on with this guy that he can't even acknowledge that these two have met as at some point, if he is not trying to, as he had said, as we have come to learn with one of the testimonies where he said he would take the fall for Monica. How is this helping him in any way that he can't even admit to this when he already has alluded to as much that he needed Austin to basically be at the house, to basically know what the layout is like? This was his direct examination. This is a moment that he's not going to, and Beth is going to capitalize on this, because she's not going to let him live it down the more we go on. Because let's continue.
For that, but I'm sure something like that would happen.
Okay. So you don't remember, but you're sure it happened?
No, I said it probably would have happened. It's possible.
Why would it be possible if Monica does not know who Austin is? Why? That's the link between you two. It's literally you bringing Austin to Monica's world. So how would it be possible without you two? Without you being in the middle of it? Like...
And in which case, if it was probable or possible, whichever word you use, that you and Chris Austin went to Monica's. So they clearly met, right?
I remember bringing him with me for some reason to go to the house, but it wasn't for that.
You sit on a throne of lies.
It wasn't for that.
But it wasn't for that.
For what? To have dinner?
No, for you were saying to plan a murder. It had nothing to do with that.
Well, you already told us.
But it wasn't, that's what it was for.
You already told us that just before this, you were in Las Vegas with Chris Austin, where you talked to him about planning a murder and showed him a knife.
That wasn't the plan, though, to go there that day, if I remember right. It wasn't for that. I can't even remember why I went up there for, but it wasn't that. I can't remember what it was for.
But again, just prior to going to the Sementilli home with Austin, you had talked to him again, as you told us, in Las Vegas, same period of time here, last week in July of 2016,
where you brought a knife with you to Las Vegas, picked him up at the airport, and discussed with him murdering Fabio Sementilli.
That's not an evidence.
There was a lot of questions in that one statement, so...
break it down. Go ahead.
Well, I'm tired, so you gotta take it slow.
You told us you went to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Picked Austin up at the airport.
Yes.
Right? We finally got to that.
Never tell a lawyer what to do. She would actually do it. They would actually follow through.
Yes.
Planned with him that he should come out so you guys could go to Vegas, right?
That was not the plan, but it was one of the plans that we did along the way.
Well,
The
it
plan.
wound up being the plan, right?
I'm trying to
Look
answer you.
here at this exhibit, right?
The plan was for me and him to get together to talk about stuff that was going on other than a murder.
Except you talked to him about a murder, meaning the murder.
Eventually, I brought it up to him.
That was the reason for having him come out, right? So you could discuss the murder and see whether or not he'd be on board.
Eventually that would come to it.
That was the whole point, right? I mean, that's what you told the defense team, right? In one of your 2 interviews?
That was not the main reason, but it was a reason.
Okay. All right. So the 2 of you then drive to Las Vegas to stay with Al, right?
Yes.
And you show him the knife, right?
Okay.
Isn't that what you told us?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Where'd you buy that knife, by the way? The one you brought with you to Vegas to show to Austin.
I believe it was a Walmart.
And when you showed him the knife, he said what?
He didn't say anything.
He just listened.
Just listened,
You did all the talking.
for the most part.
And you told him in July of 2016, while you were in Las Vegas, as Monica and her husband were, that you were planning on killing Monica's husband.
That's
Right?
what you said. That is what you said.
I said it may come to that.
Okay. Well, you had gone beyond may come to that. You already purchased a knife.
Yeah, but I'm not going
And
to do
now
anything.
you're talking to your potential co-conspirator.
Yeah, but I'm
about
not gonna-
murder, right?
But I'm not going to do anything with all those charges on there. There was no way I was going to do anything in Vegas, not with all those cameras.
That wasn't my question, sir.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up now. You know that, don't you?
Yeah,
You know you done fucked up, don't you?
This is so bad for a number of reasons. Let's unpack his statement for a second, because this is another contradiction. He has said he would not have committed this murder because of the charges that the charges that he had, but he had already gone through with the knife, all those things, right? But putting that to one side, he would not commit this. I'm interested to know how long this charges, because I haven't heard the details of how long his charges were pending for. So hopefully this is something I'm going to learn as the trial progresses. But I'm interested to learn if those charges, he's going to be in so much trouble with the jury if those charges were still pending until the 23rd of January. Like, I'm sorry, but like, what that excuse that it sounds like he just came up with that literally because he has been pressed to a position that he can't get out of. Because end of the day, I don't think this murder plot even happens if he didn't testify to wanting to do it. And I think he really forgot that Baker and Monica were in Vegas at that time. I really think he forgot. I think he actually offered that testimony because of the fact that Austin was with him in Vegas. So he was like, okay, cool. It would help the case if I say we were both here. I mean, obviously speaking to himself, but he would say it will help the case if I say that, yeah, this plan was always long-standing, and I was just biding my time, and he just didn't account for what has basically just come out now. Insane. Like I can't for the life of. I mean, this is the one moment. As I just want to say this is the one moment that I actually do believe he has memory problems. I think this is tangible proof that he has memory problems.
So
It had gone beyond just a thought at this point. You had purchased a knife.
it's just to see what he's going to do. If he's going to back down.
Okay. And so you show Chris Austin the knife, and he says nothing.
He's just listening.
Okay. And so after you talk with him about the fact that you are planning to murder your girlfriend's husband.
Question's not done yet.
The two of you then.
I'm sorry, I got pause it here for a second. Shout out to you, trying to. She's like, she did tell me that he has legit memory problems, but I didn't. You are so layered because I didn't know this is what you meant. Great layering. But yeah, I didn't even know that you were lurking. Welcome. But yeah, let's continue on with the testimony.
The Aria to meet with your girlfriend, right?
Overruled.
Right?
No, I do. He doesn't meet her because I don't want him to meet her.
Okay. But he comes with you, right?
He's in the car with me.
And you already told us he came in, or is that going to change now?
There's nothing changed.
We've had this argument on it.
So he goes in with you, yes?
Goes in Aria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And where does he go?
He's all over the place.
I thought you said he was at a bar.
From the time you told me where I met her, he was at a bar, but he didn't move around. You expect him to be in the bar the whole time?
And then you and Monica meet up, right?
At some point.
Same time. Well, he's in the bar, you told us. Or wandering around somewhere.
Well, he's supposed to have been at the bar. He could have been anywhere, but he wasn't with me. He was supposed to have been at the bar.
But he's at the same location as you.
Yes.
And you have a conversation with Monica, right, while you're there. You told us 2 days, you recall at this point, right?
I had some type of communication with her.
Where you then told her, we're good. I got a guy to help me to be the lookout, right?
You're trying to feed this jury some crap. No.
Yeah, I'm feeding them
Yeah,
crap.
you are.
Okay. Didn't you have that conversation with her?
No.
Okay. So you just went there just to say hi,
Pretty much.
which you could have done by phone.
Could have, but I wanted to see her.
Okay. And then you go back again, as you said, another one of the days that you're there, right?
See, this is the thing. It just occurred to me, based on what just happened right here, right? Seeing Monica, right? I wanted to see her. I didn't want to go on the phone. And he accepted that her and Birdsong, Birdsong and her, all had a threesome. This would have been a breeze. In fact, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know what kind of worms that would have opened. But I'm pretty sure it would have been in a much more believable state, at least for him, that if he had said, yeah, me and Birdsong, yeah, we were doing that, of course. And then if he had admitted to that, this moment would have been, okay, we just met to have sex. I don't know what the implications would have been, but it would have been believable that he wasn't there to commit a murder, that the knife thing that was shown to Austin, that was just maybe misconstrued. Maybe they were going to chop onions or something like that, so it wasn't really a plan to go and kill Fabio. He has charges, as he said, so maybe he was more worried about that. Maybe that would have been the impact. It just occurred to me, like, at this point, but I don't know.
I'm sure I did.
Okay. Bring Austin again?
No.
Left him home this day.
Say again?
You left him home at Al's that day.
I
Is that
don't know
what you're
where he
saying?
was. I don't know.
So he might have been with you.
I don't want to guess anymore. No more guessing.
Okay, in that case, since you're not going to guess anymore, I guess the fun is over. So we need to move on now to the testimony that he gave in regards to, well, I mean, Beth, I don't know what she has coming, probably, but this testimony kind of threw me off field because there was a testimony that she gave in regards to Birdsong giving him instructions that he needs to take the DVR. And you have to think about it like this, because if just for 1 second, if Birdsong knows about the DVR, how would Birdsong know about this DVR? So let's get into the testimony about this denial, because of course that's what Baker does best, just deny. So let's get into the testimony where he does just that.
Listen, I always listen. We just talk. It's just talk. Me and
Talk
him.
about things like murder and how to get rid of evidence?
No.
Really?
No.
Did you ever ask him about how to scrub a DVR?
How to scrub? No, I don't even know what scrubbing means.
Do you remember him telling you that you're not smart enough to do that? It's better if you just take the whole DVR. Do you remember that conversation?
Objection assumes fact, not an evidence. Overruled.
No,
Remember that?
I don't remember that conversation.
You don't remember Al saying it would be way too difficult for you to figure that out. You should just take the DVR.
No.
So while they're approaching, I just want to say, welcome to the stream, Drunky the Bear. Good to see you. Welcome. But yeah, like he basically he or she, I don't know. There's two people in your profile picture, but basically, yeah, I agree with your statement here where it says he did more harm for Monica than good. I agree, because end of the day, I still don't know what the strategy here was, because watching how this unfold, and this is not even just based on the direct examination, taking the cross-examination out of it, I actually don't see its value. I really don't. I don't know how he helps the theory. They haven't even established the harassment that he was possibly doing with her. I don't know how he helps, except that he is a sex offender. Maybe that's that. Maybe that's what they hoped, that that has caused such an anger instead, that the jury would believe that he would rise to that level to stalk Monica and want to go more, and Monica would not. Because I just don't see the logic. I really don't. He is literally a volatile witness. Like he doesn't. There is no real gold that could be mined out of him. Like, it's not like he possessed literal files showing a documentation and pre-planning that would have been so divorced from Monica. Like, I don't know. Like, if he had the Viber messages, maybe, yeah, I would think that's worth the gamble. If he had the Viber messages and he just looked mundane and no planning whatsoever, yeah, that's worth the gamble. But he doesn't even have that. So you're right. You're right to point that out. He did do a lot more harm than good. Let's get back into it.
Didn't you have a conversation with Al Birdsong about how to destroy evidence?
No, I don't. Not about destroying evidence. No.
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 You didn't ask him about how to get rid of DNA?
No.
You didn't ask him about what type of chemicals or solutions would destroy DNA?
No.
You also told the jury last week that you needed someone to commit the crime for you so you could create an alibi. Do you remember that?
I do.
On the day of the murder, you went with Austin to commit the crime, right?
On the second time, yes.
The second time.
On the actual time I did that. The first time he was supposed to do it, he didn't.
Okay. The day you went to the Sementilli home for the second time after taking Austin there the first time during the summer of 2016, do you have that date in your head?
No, I don't have the date in my head. I don't have the date, no.
Okay. Well, last week you told us that you went to the Sementilli home with Austin and you went through the elaborate story of the clothing and the rental. Do you remember all that?
That's argumentative.
Oh, really? No. The clothing and the rental. You mean this is on the murder itself, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Do you remember going
I lost
with
track of
Mr.
where you're going.
Austin to commit the crime at the Sementilli home?
In January. Is that the date we're talking about?
Yes, sir.
All right, just making sure. Okay.
How does going with Austin to the crime scene create an alibi?
That day had passed already.
So you weren't interested in creating an alibi anymore?
Not on that day, no.
Okay.
No longer interested in creating an alibi.
At that moment, no, because I had to do this myself. But I was still going to try to create an alibi later.
How does creating an alibi after the time of the crime create an alibi?
Yeah, so,
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Listen, when it comes, this moment right here is one for, well, put it like this. Everything is defined right here, because this appears to me we have heard that saying, right? You can't keep up with your lies. I personally think that Baker's lies can't even keep up with him. Like, because what just happened? What what actually just happened? How like, he made a testimony, and I remember this testimony vividly. It didn't stick out when he said it, but it was about the reason why it was in regards to, I think it was on the 20, maybe I'm getting mixed up, but it registered as the 22nd of November. So he didn't go with Austin because he was going to meet with Austin at the end of the murder to basically create an alibi. So that didn't happen on the 22nd, and they had to do something for the 23rd, and it just, I don't know why, but now it sticks out. If Beth is meaning that this is on the 23rd, then I can, based on my own brain fart, because I registered this as the 22nd, because of the chronology. Based on my brain fart, I think this is what happened with him. I think he literally offered that testimony in regards to the alibi because he actually was saying that for the 22nd, not realizing that it was actually the day of the actual day of the murder. Like, he can't even, like, it's not him trying to keep up with his lies. His lies is trying to keep up with him now. That's basically my point. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Useless attempt, but I had to try.
He had to try. All right. So the next part of the testimony was now getting into why he wanted Austin to be part of this entire whole scheme.
That Austin, because of his loyalty to you, would do whatever you asked him to do, right?
For the most part.
Okay. Including murder, right?
For the most, yes.
So it's not for the most part, it's to the farthest extreme one could think, right?
For the most part.
What's for the most part? What would he not do if he was willing to commit murder of somebody he didn't even know?
I'm sure there's something I could find if I talked to him, but yeah, that's another subject, right?
So he would do whatever you wanted him to do?
For the most part.
Okay. And so you took advantage of him, right?
To a degree.
To a degree? How not?
To a degree.
To what degree not?
To a degree. I did take advantage of him.
You told him you'd protect him, right?
Yes.
You told him you would take care of him, right?
Yes.
You used your relationship with his father to get him to be loyal to you and trust you, right?
I didn't use it. It just happened that way. I didn't use it.
It was just a coincidence.
No, I didn't use it.
It's
just what you do with family.
Use them, take advantage of them.
No, it's not use. There's always there's a reason for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a reason for everything.
What was the reason why you decided to use and take advantage of Christopher Austin? Because you knew he'd do whatever you asked.
True that.
True that, right?
True.
Your Honor, can you answer the original question if you could?
I'm around.
Yeah, I agree with Random Girl. What kind of answer was that? Because the thing is, Baker offered that testimony in regards to bringing Austin into all of this so boldly, and now, based on the content, based on the route that Beth, I need to call her Heather because this is also savage, but it's like he can't even face the reality that, I mean, for someone that wants to kill Fabio for his own selfish reasons, like let's think about it for a second. He wants to kill Fabio for his own selfish reasons. So to carry this out, he has put his heart to one side, right, and said, hey, Get Austin, right? He has finally achieved what he has wanted to do, which was to kill and get it. If no one else was involved, this would have been the most easiest testimony to. I am just coming from a standpoint, someone outside looking in. This wouldn't be much guilt. There wouldn't be much guilt attached to this, because what cause do you have to feel guilty for? No one else is implicated. It's just you. Why would you feel guilty for this particular moment that you had gotten into this position? You went ahead with this. This is what you said. You confessed. This is what you said. So why are you putting your head down on this fact that you grabbed this guy in? Maybe, just maybe, it wasn't his plan. Maybe someone else had put out to it and he went along with it. Just a thought. Oh, before I continue, Drunky the Bear says here, because I met Beth at sentencing. I really like her. I also wrote to her when Monica got assigned the prison that she didn't want. I need a bit of info here, right? Did she respond to that letter that you, assuming it's letter or email? Did she actually respond? If so, like, did she give some kind of like info in regards to what Monica was doing in prison? Anything. That's if you can share. I would really like to know what that conversation was like, if you can share that is. But yeah, that is really cool, Drunky the Bear.
And then when you decided that you were, as you said, going to pull the trigger and murder Fabio, you had conversations with Austin about having him come back to Los Angeles, correct?
The conversation didn't happen. Yes, and yes.
All
right.
Yes.
I just wanted him to admit to that, because now we're getting into the moment that I'm going to let it run, and then we're just going to make notes as to what is literally happening here, because this is where Beth really brings her A game, because we are now going to learn about some new information that we have never learned all through this trial, and it pertains to the month of January. Let's get into the testimony.
You had.
No.
How many times do you think you had conversations with Austin about the timing of when the murder was going to take place?
How many?
I kind of made it a point not to talk about this thing over the phone. So I don't think we talked about it over the phone.
So, did you fly up there then and have the conversation in person?
No.
So how then did the two of you arrange the time when he was going to come to Los Angeles, if not by phone?
I just told him to come to LA.
Telepathy? Or how? You didn't use the phone.
No telepathy.
And you didn't go there.
No telepathy.
So how did you tell him?
When he arrived.
How did you get him to come in January to commit the crime if you hadn't discussed it?
I hadn't discussed the crime. I discussed him coming through LA, coming to LA.
Okay. And he knew what he was coming to LA for, right?
So staying on the second ground.
You told him why he was coming to Los Angeles, correct?
I didn't tell him exactly what was going to happen. No, but he probably figured it out on his own.
On his own, because it was the subject of conversation that you had had with him while you were in Las Vegas, and he remembered it from several months past.
No, he probably figured out something was going to happen. He never know with me. I always have something going on.
Like a murder?
Well, for that particular case, he didn't know if that was going to happen for sure or not.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so Drunky the Bear says, I only told her being Beth Silverman, when Monica got sent to CCWF, which I think would be the corrections for California, instead of CIW. 1K inmates close to our home, and that's all the famous people, and of course 5K, the CCWF is where the rest of people are. So this is interesting because this is, of course, they had to do this. This is probably where the ruse was going on to get more information from her in regards to her and Baker's relationship, as Missy testified to. Yeah. So interesting. Did she? I know Trial trying to ask here. I know Trial trying to ask. Did you actually see? Did you? I want to ask you, Drunky the Bear. Did you see Mitzi when she was there? Because I know I don't think we got a response into this question. But did you actually see Mitzi when she was actually there? But yeah, I'll continue on with the testimony. So what's going on right now is Baker literally being coy about inviting Austin to Vegas. Sorry, not Vegas, to Los Angeles. And it's weird because we already know that he needed him to come do the murder, but now he's acquiescing and basically saying, oh, no, I didn't. It doesn't make sense because we already heard his direct examination. This should be really easy.
Would you agree that the two of you had some conversation prior to him purchasing his ticket on January 12th of 2017?
You mean some type of conversation at all?
Well, we had to have some.
I'm asking so I can understand the question.
There had to have been some conversation for him to purchase a ticket and fly to Los Angeles, right?
There was a communication.
No, I'm going to overrule that.
There was a communication for him to come to LA.
And again, did you have conversation during that same time period that you were talking to Austin about coming to Los Angeles with Al Birdsong?
With Al, no. Absolutely not. Not with Al, no.
How about with Monica?
No.
So, do you remember the dates between January 11th
And January 13th, where Austin purchased the ticket on the day in between January 12th?
I have no idea when he bought those tickets.
Showing you what's been marked previously as People's 243. Do you see on January 11th all of these communications back and forth between you and Monica?
We're getting into it.
And then you and Austin. See that?
Yeah.
And then again, you and Monica, and you and Austin. See that?
Okay.
And then again, you and Monica, this is still just the 11th. See all these communications?
I do.
It's a lot of communications going back and forth between you and Monica at that time that Austin and you are talking, right?
We're always texting on Viber constantly.
Look at the times, though. I'm sorry, but look at the times. Look at when Austin actually magically pops in with a text message. Look at the time that Austin magically pops in with the text message here. I had the wrong screen. I have two screens, so I've chosen the wrong screen the first time. Look at that. Sandwich in between Baker, Monica, Baker. Austin pops in, Baker goes back to Viber.
Right.
That's nothing new.
This is January 11th, when it's been testified that there's a spike in communications between you and Austin, you and Monica, and you and Al.
Objection, that misstates the evidence.
Overrule.
See all this? January 11th. See all this?
I do.
And then you and Austin have a conversation.
And that does happen.
And text.
That does happen, you do.
In the middle of all the conversations that you're having throughout the same time period with Monica, right?
It's argumentative. Overruled.
You can see it right here in the records, right? Starts in the morning, goes through the afternoon, and then into the evening hours, 10 o'clock at night, right?
I'm going to object, Your Honor. There's no calls to Austin at any of this time period.
It's overruled.
You see this right here?
See it there.
Voice. That's called a call.
I'm talking about in the evening.
You see that?
I see it. But a lot of
It's
people,
an 8-minute phone call. See that?
that's what it says on the paper.
Let's talk about the next page. Again, do you see the conversations continuing between you and Monica? Yes?
I see it.
And then, January 12th, again, another conversation between you and Austin, this time for 40 minutes. See that?
I do see that.
And in between those 40 minutes, please tell me you see it. Oh my word. 12:31 sandwich right there. Viber message. And literally before the call ends, Monica, oh my word.
The 12th is the day I'm going to show you in a minute where he purchased his ticket to come to Los Angeles. And then as soon as that conversation ends, again, more communications on the 12th between you and Monica.
Ha! Stop! He's already dead.
Oh, I have no words. I have no that's
All day long once again on the 12th. You see that?
We text a lot. You said 15,000, you said. So that's nothing new.
Looking at the top of page 3. Again, communications. Now Monica's calling you from her house phone. 13-minute conversation. See that?
I see it.
And then you have a 14-minute conversation right after that with Austin. See that?
I do.
And then more communications on the 12th. See all that?
I do.
Between you and Monica. Yes?
Me and Monica talk all the time.
Yep. And then here, line 102, another conversation, 15 minutes.
Maybe he booked the flight and wanted to tell me. I don't know.
Uh-huh. And then another one. You see that?
I see it.
And then you go back, as soon as you hang up, you're back talking to Monica again. See that?
Talk to Monica all the time. This is nothing new.
And then Monica calls you again from the house phone during the same period of time. You see that?
I see it on the paper.
And then right after that, you have another conversation with Austin for 15 minutes. You see that?
I see it on the paper.
And here again, back to the Viber messages between you and Monica on the 12th. Again going on the entire day. You see that?
Do this every day. This is nothing new.
This is bad though.
Well, what's new this day is that you're in the process of planning Austin to come in to help you with this murder of Monica's husband, right?
That's my intention.
Right? And here we are again on the 12th. Like I said.
That's your intention. And I get it. But let's just look at the optics. I mean, if there's anything, if the jury were to like say, okay, you're not a credible guy, but looking at the evidence that you are talking with Monica and you're on the same phone with Austin, who just somehow manages to be on the scene, even if we don't believe him in his confession, that is a huge coincidence to just put to one side and be like, there was no murder plot. Like, I mean, work with me here, Baker. Like, work with me here.
That going back and forth.
Give me something, because like legit, that voice call with messages back and forth with Monica is just, and you can't see the vibe. I want to sidebar here for a second, just for a second. Let's say that Monica was not involved in this, right? This is probably the best advert for do not ever use encrypted apps, because what she's stuck. She is messed up now. And there's another case that I'm gonna use to illustrate my point here, because the case that I'm talking about, I'm going to hopefully cover it one day here on Source and Order, is the Florida versus Alicia Andrews case. And it was probably the first case I watched without even covering at all, and just watching it play out. And this girl genuinely looked as if she literally had no idea there was a murder plot at all. There were text messages shown, everything shown. And you would think if there was a murder plot, compared to this one anyway, that there would be some kind of that activity where they're using encrypted apps, right? There would be something like that. So when you contrast that case, the Alicia Andrews case, where she was accused of killing a rapper but that goes by the name of Julio, and she was not guilty for the first degree murder charge. I think it was conspiracy to murder charge. She was not guilty of that, but she was guilty of manslaughter by the virtue of the film being. The bottom line is, just imagine a scenario in which there was encrypted conversations. Just imagine that scenario. She would have been messed up, because they could have been using those communications for innocent reasons, but we will never know because you can't recover anything from them. So imagine if Monica genuinely had no plan in this whatsoever, and now she's here and she can't even defend herself with what was going on here. Listen, I don't know, man. I don't know. I love encrypted apps because I mainly use it because I want to receive documents and stuff, like see stuff before I transfer it over to my PC so that it's secure. But outside of that, I don't think I'll risk it, because you never know. You just never know when you could be involved in something that you just because of one person that you're linked to somehow gets involved and you're thrown in there. I don't know. Maybe I should reconsider using WhatsApp now, because I'm sorry. Sorry.
Between you and Monica, right? Into the late afternoon and evening of the 12th, right? Pretty much the entire day, right? See that?
That's what it says on the paper.
Hey. We're not weirdos. We are sophisticated weirdos. There's a difference. Weirdos are weird. Weirdos, you haven't met weirdos. I've met weirdos. We are sophisticated weirdos. There's a massive difference. Just for I'll put it out there. But yeah, you are right, Drunky the Bear. You are right when you said here, stopping Viber on the day of the murder, the day of the death, was so stupid. I couldn't agree with you more. You couldn't just wait a week. Like everything. When you look at this trial, based on the evidence that we have covered up to so far, everything on that day was just pure improv, poorly orchestrated improv of that. just let's continue on with the testimony.
And then right beneath line 162, you have a 17-minute conversation with Birdsong, right? And during that same conversation, you're still messaging with Monica, right? While you're still on the phone with Birdsong, right?
Oh. You're telling the story. I'm just listening to you.
You're not setting up the murder then, are you?
With them, no. With my head, yes.
Honestly, every time I watch this back, sorry. The first time I watched this, the first time I watched this, right, and I went to that point, this was always a blink and you miss it. Like, because why How did Birdsong get involved on it? So for 11th to the 12th, you now have a scenario where Austin is speaking to on the 11th, and it's like Birdsong acting like a confirmatory role on the 12th, just to make sure that everything goes well. This is the same guy that we've already learned so far that has said, hey, make sure you take the DVR. How would Birdsong know that she even has a DVR? Well, only from being connected to Baker. Baker must have told Birdsong, or Monica must have told Birdsong. Again, if you just somehow find yourself in this, please just have documentation. Because this is, if she is really innocent and really had the communications, like really knew that the contents in those Viber had nothing to do with Fabio's death, had nothing to do with conspiring Fabio's death, this is the biggest L you have to hold, because I'm sorry, you could have legit not sent the guy the restaurant that Fabio was gonna be at without even being prompted.
Take a morning recess of 15 minutes. The evidence is pause.
The defendant is present, all counsel present, jury and alternate are present. Mr. Baker is still under oath. People may continue.
All right, we were talking about the date of January 12th. Again, now we're looking at close to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. See all these communications that are going on pretty much the entire afternoon now. 5 o'clock, the entire evening, right? See that?
Yes, I see it.
And now, again, line 162. Another conversation between you and Birdsong, over 17 minutes in length. Do you see that?
That's what it says.
And at the same time, you're messaging back and forth with Monica, right?
Sandwich.
That's what it says.
How long was that call? That's what I want to know. Because that sandwich, I mean, come on, the call started. The call started at 7:22, and minutes later he's speaking to Monica. So of course he's not talking to Monica at this point.
And on page 5, again, continuing on January 12th, late afternoon into the evening hours. Now we're looking in the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour. All the way to midnight, right? And through the early morning hours into the 13th, right? 11 minutes after midnight, so that would be now the 13th, right?
That's what it says.
That's all you got. Oh,
Page
okay.
6. Again, just after midnight, back and forth with Monica, and then 4 in the morning, California time, a text between you and Austin, and then starting at 7:24 again, picking up between you and Monica again. See? Yes?
That's what it says.
Just starting to refresh your recollection as to what would have been so critical during this 3-day period?
It's argumentative.
Overruled.
Not really.
Okay. And then again, line 222, a text message with Austin, 1:16 in the afternoon, and again, all afternoon back and forth with Monica, and then you have a call with her for 15 minutes. See that?
That's what it says.
3:15, and then back to Vibering. Page 7, all afternoon again between you and Monica. See that? Till the
I didn't even realize that. I gotta read this. Trial Channel says the Target thing was so dumb. It wasn't even in the morning. It wasn't even in the morning. It was like 3 p.m. They did not have to have that in-person meeting. Great point with the morning, by the way, because yeah, they could have just waited until January 24th and just met in the morning and just no, it would have been, no one would have bat an eye. Pretty much. Moving on, I think that's when she gave him the gold coins. That's a very interesting connection because that's even dumber. Why would you want to give him gold coins at this point? Oh yeah, but then again, I just realized Austin was with her. So, of course, Austin needed to be compensated so that he can fly back the next day. This is so... All of this, everything that you just said has literally shown why there was actually 2 attempts. We know of the attempts confessed to by Austin, but the Vegas attempt, that has completely slapped me up the head because I did not see that coming. And when I realized what was actually going on, I was like, whoa. Yo, this guy is, for it to be this sloppy, I get it. Because they banked everything on the 22nd. And Austin had cold feet. That's the only reason why the 23rd happened the way it did. And it was so sloppy. And if it's such a payoff as well, looking at it from a movie standpoint, like if you were watching a movie, looking at it from a movie standpoint, a narrative standpoint, like putting the story together, it's such a payoff. It's such a payoff to see all of this happen. That just explains what we all got to see from the day one, which was we got to hear from, I forgot the Asian guy's name, but the first guy, and I thought that was weird. I was like, why is he testifying first for? But we got to hear from him about the scene and what it looked like. And then the first thing that we got to hear from Ryan Werner, was just this video of these guys running into the house. And I'm like, wait, this is a robbery? I'm like, who does this? Who actually runs into the front door? And every single day, including Isabella Sementilli's testimony about on the cross-examination, is like, oh, is that front door open? Is that door open right there? Just the tiny little clues. Like, if you track this case properly, it's such a payoff that you got to see methodically how sloppy these guys were. And there's nothing more that caps it all off, right? With Curtis Davis, who was literally putting a side-by-side of each Instagram post and each Instagram post and each action that Monica was doing. That was the moment that everything just cracked. Like, literally, I'm like, wait. What is actually going on? Because she's saying this one thing, I miss Fabio doing all this, and then on the other hand, she's going out to meet this guy who is supposed to be the person that is harassing her. Let's just continue.
Evening again. Yes?
That's what it says.
Bless you. Page 8. The evening hours on the 13th. Just before 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I just got his name now. Daryl Yoshihashi. Yeah, he was the first on the scene. I didn't even write any, like, he was just playing the 911 call and saying that there was a lot of blood on the scene, and and there was the wife and the daughter was there. That's pretty much it. And he said that the daughter, which was Isabella, was saying mommy all the time. So that's pretty much it. We got 4 minutes left. I'll just play this last minute and then well, technically 5 minutes left. So I'll just play this and then we'll move on.
All the way again to 11 o'clock. at night, every minute. Again, page 9, calls right up until midnight, back and forth between you and Monica, right? Correct?
That's what it says.
Page
I can't
10,
keep saying this. I'm sorry, sir.
continuing on. The last page, page 11. Continuously until midnight on the 13th. See that?
That's what it says.
Showing you what's been marked previously as People's 183, which is on a DVD. Recognize this as your name and your address where you were living at the time?
I do.
A transaction from your Chase account on January 12th, again, the same day that Austin buys his airline ticket. You transfer money from one account,
Right? Into your checking account for $380, and on that same day, January 12th, Austin removes a portion of that money. You deposit $380, he removes $303 while he's in Anchorage, right? From your ATM, right?
That's what it says.
So clearly, it would indicate you're talking about this trip, correct?
No.
This leads to him coming on the 22nd. This is a natural fit. Why is he saying no? No does not mean no here. It actually means yes. This is the conversation. Yes, this is how Austin would know to travel to LA on the 22nd. Why are you denying this? You testified to this. This is what I don't get. This is actually maybe unless I just woefully misunderstood his testimony, he needs this to happen. It's such an innocent thing as well, but again, the sequence of events, I think he really forgot about all of this. He must have. Because for you to even contradict yourself does not make any sense at all. At all. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to run over the time. We'll be back next week because I don't recall. I wish I watched this live. If Ketchup Core existed back then, because I only started this in June, July, I think. If Ketchup Core existed back in February, I would have loved to watch this live. Oh my God, this is just, and we're not even done yet because there's so much of his testimony. This is just 2 hours. The next part is I think it's an hour, and then we're done with the particular testimony. So there's so much more to go through. This is just the second part involving Baker. So we have a lot to go through, a lot to dissect with it. So, but yeah, if you've missed it, we have a playlist. I will try and, you can go back and watch it there. I'll try and make clips of the key moments so that it can be easier to drop in and out, because I know that a lot of you do not, are not able. So I'll try and start adding that in from now on. Of course, I can't go back to the previous episode and start synthesizing there, but this has given me an idea to just, at the very least, the key points, give it like a 15-minute clip and upload it and have it there for you guys, so that at least you still get the key points being made, at the very least, if you can't join the live stream. But yeah, honestly, going through all of this is it's a headache. He is. I agree with Drunky the Bear. He's a pain by this. He's a pain. He's such a pain. I don't understand some of his choices. But anyway, I'll leave it there. Head over. I just want to say there's so much more information that is going to come out in regards to this, because the defense, they still have to literally answer to Baker pretending to be a New Orleans cop, answer to the fact that Monica said that Fabio died inside his Ford Explorer. No, I don't think it's Explorer. Another Ford, his vehicle, basically the vehicle that she traded in. He died in that vehicle when he was returning, when she was returning it to the dealership. You know, they have provided some kind of basis for Christopher Austin's testimony, which he is going to come back in, but I don't know who has called him. I don't know if it's the defense that have called Austin back. I don't know if it's the state that's called Austin back, but whoever has called him is going to be such an interesting battle, because, you know, without Austin being on direct examination again, it's going to be interesting how the state, how the defense, if they call him, would use his testimony. That's what I'm looking forward to with him coming back. I want to see how that unfolds. So with all these facts, I want to see how the defense can prove their theory of harassment, because I'm not seeing it yet. I'm seeing more of complicity. Anyway, I just want to say the full trial recap of the Brendan Banfield trial is now out. You can go check it out on the Ketchup Core website. Let me just share the screen for you guys so you guys can see it. It's right here. Go over. This is the full trial. Nope, wrong link I shared. But once the full trial recap is there, I will quickly just update the link once this stream is over. But yeah, you can find it there. You can also find it on the YouTube channel as well. You can get all the information about this case, and I promise you, what you've just seen, you will be up to date with this particular case in literally 5 to 10 minutes. And if you want to look deeper with the trial reports, for 30 minutes. I would bank on it. I would bank on it. So all the case info is right there for you to literally go and check out. The also, if you want to suggest a case for us to take a look at on the source and order, you can do so by going onto the contact page on the Ketchup Core website. I will add the case to my list of cases to go into, and then we will look at it one day. So yeah, I also want to say I'm going to be covering another case, Corey Richards. That this is happening on the 23rd of February. Can't wait for that case. She is accused of poisoning her husband, and to be honest, it does look bad for her. I'm not gonna lie, but I can't wait to cover that case. Cases like this always fascinate me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're also, I have also added 2 cases to the source and order docket. It is the Hendrik Voss case as well as the Charlie Adelson case. I have finally found a way to I don't know, I was in 2 minds, because co-cases, and especially Charlie Adelson, is pretty much going to be more of what we've already understood with my coverage of Donna Adelson. So I was kind of hesitant on putting it here, but finally resolved that, and yeah, they have been added. So one day I shall be adding one day I shall be covering it. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Also, you can join me in the Heinz Legal Lab if you are interested in, of course, watching me read foundational books of law, because I do have ambitions of going to law school one day. Anyway, Drunky the Bear, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. It is nice to see more people find the channel, and I do hope to see more people join these streams and, you know, really want to discuss this case in more granular detail, because there is so much to learn from this. Especially, it's just especially like just imagine this scenario that we just take away, just going back to the point about the Viber thing. Just imagine that happening to you. That's just so unfortunate. If I don't believe for a second that she didn't plan this, by the way, but just saying. Anyway, but thank you so much. Thank you, Random Girl. Make sure, yes, go onto the website and get all the source. I see what you did there. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will see you guys again next Sunday, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, we will be continuing on with tracking Baker's inconsistencies, testimony, and seeing what unfolds and whether this verdict was justified. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care of yourself. Bye for now. Thank you everyone for tuning in for another Catch Up Call live stream. Make sure that you smash that like button as well as hitting that subscribe button to be notified of our future live streams. We go live regularly, bringing you case updates and recaps of ongoing trials, so make sure you hurry back on the next live stream. We also have more content on the channel that you can binge on. Check out the playlist that we have showcasing all of these contents. Without further, I go by the name of Heinz, your friendly neighborhood ketchup man, and I'll see you back in court.